Shalom.
First and foremost, I want to give our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Makakwadash.
I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders that taught us this truth. And shalom to the sincere Aki teaching out there truth and sincerity. Alright, we're out here this Saturday to prophesy the downfall of this kingdom and to wake up the true people of the scriptures, the true Israelites, which consists of the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, according to the scriptures, because they fit perfectly with prophecy and the curses that befallen them. You don't want to hear the mouth of the prophets, because you want us to speak sweet things to you and nice things. Yeah, this scriptures is called the gospel, which means good news, and it is actually good news. Though it is dark, it is actually good news. But you don't want to hear the words. You continue on your way. You continue on onto your destructive path. You're simple-minded, and you think everything's gonna be all right. This is Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. And who is his people? His people, as in Yahweh, which this world ignorantly calls God, and Yahushua, which this world ignorantly calls Jesus. His people are the Israelites, and only the Israelites. Never has he said that he will deal with every single nation. I can't actually get that. My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. And what's the knowledge? The knowledge of the scriptures. That's how you become wise. That's how you find your path. Because the scriptures is the actual history book. The history book that the ones that's ruling this earth right now, the wicked, as it says in Job 9 and verse 24, that's ruling the earth right now, is the so-called white man. How do you know it's the so-called white man? Who do you think controls your banks? And filled the face of the earth with cities, and named named lands after himself. Killing, raping, robbing, murdering, all the types of things. He always causes war. Now, you rather listen to him and his in these churches, but you'd rather not listen to the real men of the Most High, which are his prophets. His prophets are the mouthpiece of the Most High. Now it says, continue, because thou hast rejected knowledge. You reject us, because we wear sackcloth, while they wear a suit and tie, so they must be the men of the Lord. Did not Yahushua with his word nearly because Jesus said, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world? And he's against the world, and the world is against him. But you see somebody that is in the world, how do you know that they're in the world? They got a fully established, quote, church, a temple, even though most I don't dwell in temples made by hands. They dwell in those temples, and they're getting paid by the government, so they're obviously of the world. They're getting paid to teach you lies. Because what this world ignorantly calls Jesus, his true name is Yahushua. He's not coming to save all nations. The scriptures don't lie about him coming, and he's coming with a sword. because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. That thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power. I will also forget thy children. Why do you think you're in this predicament? So-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are the true Israelites, not the ones over there in our land until this day, causing war and mischief, doing sodomy and sodomy parades, doing all types of sin and all types of stuff over there. Why do you think you're in this predicament? The real Israelites. Because you went off and you forgot the Most High's law. You went off, you forgot the Most High's law. Thus you're in this predicament. Being oppressed, being shot down by the police. You know, be thrown in jail for doing nothing.
Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 22. For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children, and they have none understanding. They are wise.
They are sottish children. They have none understanding. You're stupid. You're continue.
They are wise to do evil.
You're wise to do evil.
But
you know how to take weed and roll it up in a piece of paper and smoke it. Normal people don't know how to do that.
Yeah,
People who don't know how to do that.
Yeah, savory in your mouth.
You know how to cook your pork. You know how to season just right. You know how to do all this type of stuff.
drugs. Drugs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're wise to do evil.
But to do good, they have no knowledge.
But to do good, you have no knowledge. What's good? Following the law, statutes, and commandments of the scriptures. That's what's good. But to do good, you have none. You have no knowledge. But we're trying to bring you back to who you truly are. Because you're actually supposed to be the most separate people away from all the other nations. You're supposed to be the smartest. How do you think you got all these inventions? Huh? How do you think you got all these inventions? It's because of you. This is Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 16. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the right of his inheritance, and Yahweh of hosts is his name. Jacob's the former of all things. Who do you think created the very first game council? Who do you think created the first plan? It wasn't those what's it call it? The ones who created the plane. Quote. I forgot something brothers.
The right brothers.
Yeah, there was the Wright brothers, yeah. They're the creators of the cars. You know, all these types of things. Jacob was a form of all things.
The engine, they created the engine. They created a heart surgery. They created the refrigerator, compressor. actually creating the heart of things that can work.
Get
Very much, you know.
get
Things are other than grace. Things that can destroy.
That's his specialty.
you wanna find it as he gives his statutes, laws, and commandments unto Israel. In I forgot the rest. Is that oh, he has not dealt so with any other nation.
Oh, this Psalms.
Yeah.
Psalms 147 and 19 and 20.
Oh, you got it?
147 verse 3, yeah.
Alright,
Psalms 147. Psalms 147 and 19 and 20. He shewed his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgment unto Israel. He had not dealt so with any nation. As for his judgment, they have not known them.
You are the Israelites, the so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, were the only people given the law, statutes, and commandments from the only power, from the only living power. You were the only one. This is Amos chapter 3 verse 1. Actually, don't Yila. Amos 3 and 1 and read down to 2.
This is Amos chapter 3, verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord hath spoken against you. Oh,
Yahweh has spoken against you. How do the works that you do? We say against it. Through the spirit of power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Yahweh's with this word nearly comes God. Yahushua's with this word nearly comes Jesus. We spoke against what you do, your evil works, because you're not wise to do good, but you're wise to do evil. So when we give you good, you don't understand, and you hate us for it. So he says, hear this word that Yahweh has spoken against you.
hear this word that the Lord hath spoken against you. O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known from
You
of all
only
the
have I
families
known
of the earth.
out of all the families of the earth. You only have I known from all the families of the earth. The Most High don't change. So this, just reading this scripture already destroys the Christian doctrine. He doesn't change. And Yahushua is coming in the glory of the Father. Yahushua is what this word literally calls Jesus. So what makes you think that Yahushua would think different of what the Most High says?
You only have I known of all families of the earth. Therefore, no. Look. There's of the earth the select. Let me start over. You only have I known of all families of the earth. Thereof. Therefore. No. Thereof. See that? There. Oh, select. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities.
He hasn't done that to any other nation. He hasn't done that to any other nation. Israel is the only nation the Most High has known. The so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. They went through, was it 6 or 7 of bondage, slavery, all the way to this point. You're supposed to be a special people unto the Most High, a special people. And you don't want to listen to this. You don't want to listen to the word. You don't want to listen to the word. But you rather listen to the mouth of a so-called priest over there, a pastor.
I got another one. Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 15. And I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding.
Pastor means shepherd. And he said he comes not but onto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And Israel's the sheep. And he's sending shepherds. He said, if you love me, feed my sheep.
Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 1. If thou wilt return, all Israel, said the Lord, return unto me. And if thou wilt put away thine abominations out of my sight, then shalt thou not remove.
So if you give up from doing your transgressions, going against the law, statutes, and commandments, then you won't be removed. You won't be killed in that day. But get Matthews.
I got one more precept.
Okay.
Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 14. O Jerusalem, wash thine heart. Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 14. O Jerusalem, wash thine heart from wickedness, that thou mayest be saved. How long shall thy vain thoughts lodge within thee?
Get that again. Get that again. Get it again.
Jeremiah chapter 4.
Read it louder if you can.
Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 14. O Jerusalem,
O Jerusalem, which
Watch
is
that.
Israel. Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. The so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
wash thine heart from wickedness.
Wash thy heart from wickedness. Stop with your transgressions of the law. Stop eating pork, shrimp, crab, lobster. Stop doing your drugs. Stop defiling your temple with cigarettes. You know, and weed. Straight up any kind of drugs. Stop doing adultery. Stop doing all of that. Stop doing sodomy. Follow the law, statutes, and commandments of the scripture. Wash your heart from wickedness. Continue.
That thou mayst be saved.
That thou may be saved. Because the day is coming when Yahweh is what this world ignorantly calls God. Yahweh is what this world ignorantly calls Jesus. You know, the day of the Lord is coming, and it ain't coming with light. It's coming with darkness. The day of the Lord is darkness, not light. And that day is coming when the corpses are going to be on the ground like dung, like poop. It's going to be like that. People are going to starve. People are going to be slain with the sword. Women are going to be raped. You know, men are going to be raped. No, in this world, boys, girls, all types of things, all types of abominable acts are going to happen. But you don't want to listen to what we have to say because we sound too dark. But we're telling you directly from the scripture. And we're breaking it down in your words, dumbing it down for you to understand. Because we have to interpret it. Because you're nothing but a child. You're wise to do evil, but to do good you have none. So how are you going to wash your heart from wickedness, that you can be saved? You don't want to believe unto our words, because these aren't even our words. These are the Most High's. That's how he's going to drop. He's going to fall just like that.
Yeah. How long shall thy vain heart, Salakia, how long shall thy vain thought lodge within thee?
How long will thy vain thought lodge within thee? How long are you going to have that vision of what you call Jesus Christ coming down in the opening of the clouds, doing this weird thing that Baphomet does with his finger, and coming down, coming to bring all nations that believe in his name? That ain't gonna happen. He's coming down as a dark-skinned man, woolly hair, angry, yo man, he's coming down with a sword. He's coming down to kill. He's gonna lay a lot of people down. You wanna get that? Get Matthew. Yes.
This is Matthew chapter 7, verse 12. Therefore, all things whatsoever ye would that man shall do to you, do ye even so.
Where are you?
Yeah, we'll just look at it.
Wait. Let me make sure this right.
This is Matthew chapter 7, verse 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide
For wide is the gate,
and the broad is the way, and that leadeth to destruction. And many
Enter ye in at the straight gate, at the gate that will give you the most hell. Hell is the condition that you're put in. Enter ye in at the straight gate. For wide is the gate that leadeth to destruction. And our people love to follow the masses. Our people love to follow with everybody else, to follow with the world.
and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in threat.
John chapter 15, verse 19. Look at this. Alright, you got it?
15:19. John chapter 15, verse 19. If ye were of the world will love his own. But because you are not of the world,
Okay, let me simple it down for you. This world is ruled by the wicked. If you are wicked, everybody will love you. Now, how do you know if everybody will love you? It's quite simple.
but I have chosen you out of the world. Therefore, the world hate you.
So the doctrine that Yahushua with this word in because Jesus has, you know that the people before time hated him and hated his doctrine and hated the word. What makes you think that in this time that the people will all of a sudden like it? Because it says it's going to be like the times of Noah. 11 verse 7. Not just 8. 11 verse 7.
This is Romans chapter 11, verse 7. What then Israel hath not obtained that which he is seeking for.
Israel had not attained what he's seeking for. But you Israelites that are so blinded in this world, you seek, you know, your own version of the Most High. You seek your own version. Where Esau could be saved and all the other heathens. You know, you seek to have a good life. You seek all types of things in this world. Continue.
What then Israel hath not attained that which is seeking it for. Or he's seeking it for. But the election hath attained it, and the rest were blinded.
The election have obtained it. Obtained what? The word. What's the word bring? Life. What else does it bring? Treasures. You all were blinded. So of course you're gonna follow these Christian doctrines, the Catholic doctrines, all types of things. You know, you won't obtain what you want. You want a good life. You want all the treasures, all the women. You won't get it. You know why? Because you are blinded. And since you're blind, it's gonna lead you to destruction. Because wide is the gate that leads to destruction. You're gonna follow with those other blind people, with the other blind heathens. You know, because you're a Gentile. There's two meanings for Gentile: an Israelite foreigner, and an actual Gentile, an actual heathen. Now, what is that have been obtained? This is John chapter 17, verse 14. I have given them thy word, and the world hath hated them, because they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. Yo, there's prophets on the four corners of the earth, and all of them are these spies. All of them are despised by our very own people. And you know, I said it last week, but you know what the saddest thing is? Heathens rather willingly come up and listen, but of course they won't obtain it. They won't understand. But they will try to come up and try to listen. More than the actual Israelites, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Because you lack knowledge.
That the heathens can be compared with. They could be compared.
Because like the Most High says, my people lack knowledge. You don't have knowledge to do good, but you have knowledge to do bad. To do evil. Continue. Unless you're going to precept on top of that.
Yeah, it reminds me, because the heathen is simply no different than, you know, Isaiah chapter 1 verse 3. This is the heathens. You know what? Because basically the heathens is our servants anyway.
Yeah, in the kingdom of heaven, all the other nations are going to be subject unto us. For the for the nations I will give for thy inheritance. Roughly paraphrasing.
Isaiah chapter 1, verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel does not know. My people does not consider.
You don't consider where you
Same
come
thing.
from. You rather listen to what the wicked told you where you came from. You actually believe that you're an African. Black Panther made a lot of money. Why? Because so-called African Americans went over there to see the movie thinking that's where they came from. You guys are stupid. You don't even consider where you came from. But when we tell you, you're like, nah, you're bugging out. Nah, you lying. Nah, the real Israelites are over there in Israel. You're stupid, man. You lack knowledge. But when knowledge is shown onto you, you're like Patrick from SpongeBob. You'll be like, duh. You Israelites are stupid, man. You're supposed to be a special people unto the Most High. So-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Why do you think you were put into slavery? Why do you think you were killed by the so-called white man? It was all because you transgressed the Most High's law. You were put in that subjection so you can learn wickedness to appreciate righteousness. What we haste for is a world ruled by righteousness. That's what we seek for. Oh, I have a perfect scripture. I got a perfect scripture. Yo, that goes hand in hand with the scripture you just read. Get Hebrews chapter 13, verse 14, to read down to 15.